Today I'm going to be exploring the historical pathway of Bloody Mary's Wood. Let's get into it. To anyone else, this just looks like any other woodland, but it's not just any woodland. This was actually a route that Bloody Mary used, or Queen Mary, Mary Tudor, used to take her throne back in 1553. She marched from Framlingham Castle through here, and she actually took this route to London to claim the throne. Now, it took about 4 miles for me to walk here, which isn't too bad. So after I've done walking through here, I'm actually going to walk back home. We're not going to be camping here, as this is a National Trust woodland. And as you all know, this is probably illegal. So what we're going to do is basically just walk around, do the circular walk. We're going to cook our dinner and good times. So I had a look on the Woodland Trust website, and it has a lot of history on it. There's also about 1,000 paragraphs worth. Not actually, but quite a lot. So basically what I've done is I've put them all into bullet points, and I'm going to basically help you out with its history a bit more. I don't have the time to be reading out 1,000 paragraphs, and neither do you. So let's get into it. So this lane is apparently over 1,000 years old, dating back to nearly the 10th century. It got its name from Queen Mary taking it as a route to reclaim her throne to London from Lady Jane Grey in 1553. Specifically, the 24th of July. The lane became less important and less used in the 1790s due to there being better roads and better methods of travel, i.e. roads. In the past, this forest was mainly made up of oak trees, but has since been replaced with hazel and ash trees. And last but not least, in 2014, this lane was opened as a public bridleway for the members of public, and it is now owned by Pound Farm. Now, it took about an hour or over 4 miles of walking to get here, and I'm a little bit tired, so I've just noticed a bench over there. I'm going to go put my feet up for a little bit, have a drink, do what you got to do, and then once I feel good again, I'm going to get up and do the circular walk. So I'll see you there. So recently I hit 50 subscribers. Thank you guys for subscribing, I really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed and you've just stumbled over one of my videos, I would encourage you to subscribe, especially if you like outdoor stuff, camping stuff, anything. Just subscribe. Oh, that sit down was nice. So we've just started walking again. We've just got back onto the lane, and one thing that stands out about this place is it looks really wild. Like, it looks pretty much untouched. I can imagine like an army walking through here. And it's really quiet as well, which I like. I like quiet places. You know, I'd never live in a city because it's just noise constantly. But you know, enough complaining. I don't know if you can all see that, but there is a post down there. So I'm going to go and check that out. So I've taken a little detour, very momentarily. Someone's tried making a den here. Nice try, guys, but obviously it didn't go to plan, did it? You know. Anyway. Nice view though. Nice scenery. Let's get back to the path. There's the post. Oh, looky here, there's another bench. Right, gonna sit down again. No, I'm joking. I've literally only been walking for another 5 minutes since the last one. I'm not gonna take the mick. I wonder what this is. Huh. Ah, here it is. This gives me a little explanation. This pole is one of 10 carved by Simon Clements to represent each of the 10 principles set out in the Charter for Trees, Woods and People, launched on the 6th of November 2017. Sustain landscapes rich in wildlife. That's his voice. Root, trunk, branch, each and every tree holds life. A city of wood and leaves of moths, beetles, bees, theatre for the play of birds, hosts for nature's tribes. By Harriet Fraser. Good old Harriet. We love Harriet. Right, we're at a bit of a crossroads here. We don't know whether or not to go that way or that way. My guess is to go that way. So, I mean, we're going to figure it out anyway. So let's just go, shall we? It is mental when you think about it. Like, think the amount of people that would have been marching through here, armies that would have been marching through here, going to basically, you know, in their heads they're going to go battle. And this was 500 years ago. So just imagine like the soon-to-be Queen of England and 10,000 up to 50,000 soldiers on horses just riding through here. It is pretty cool, can't lie. We found our way out the forest and we're in this it's a field, isn't it? I'm not sure where it goes, but let's have a little look, shall we? Oh, look, dragonfly. Hello. Probably can't see it on the camera. Oh, wee. Ah, it's a weird looking tree. So basically I just want to clarify for all the non-English or non-British viewers why the Queen Mary Tudor was called Bloody Mary. Because pretty much the majority of British people know why she was called Bloody Mary. She was basically called Bloody Mary because she was so keen to dish out death. She would do it over anything. She killed a lot of people. I don't know exactly who she killed. I don't know the, you know, logistics of it, but I know that she killed a lot of people and she earned herself the nickname of Bloody Mary. And she was a ginger as well, which didn't help me. Most of the walk just looks like this, but it's really nice. I mean, I think we've only really run into one elderly couple since being here. So it's really remote. It's basically in the middle of nowhere, which I really like. Really nice. And the air is obviously so fresh here because it's full of trees, you know. It's just good. Ooh, another crossroads. I want to go and see what's through there. Let's do it. Look at her filming a bee. Silly girl. Jeez. Look how old that tree is. I'd hazard a guess, that's got to be at least 1,000 years old there. That was probably there way before Queen Mary walked through here. Damn. Anyway, carrying on. We're currently looking for a place, you know, I mean, we're following the circular path, but we're looking for a place to sort of stop for a bit and actually cook our dinner. Now, I've got something kind of special for dinner, to be fair. I'll let you know once we find a location. Oh, there's a bench. I think we're going to go and sit on it. So through there is a pond. I've just noticed that. I mean, the bench is nice, but I kind of want to sit next to the pond. So just going to see, without dying, I'm just going to see if I can spot anywhere that we could like sit and cook. Got to be careful here. I mean, it's nice, but it's a bit, yeah, there's not much place for us to sit, unfortunately. Oh well, that's fine. We'll just sit on the bench. So, this looks like a nice spot to cook our dinner. It is out of the wind, it is nice, and it's good. So, I'm not obviously going to put the gas stove on the bench because that would be a stupid idea. So, someone in the past has had a fire here at some point. So, I'll probably put the gas stove on that. Just because, I mean, it's already burnt. I mean, I'm not going to have my own fire here because, you know, I kind of want to protect this place. But, yeah. So let's get the gas stove out. I'm glad to get this off my back, honestly. I mean, it's not as heavy as it has been in the past when I do my camps, because I'm not actually camping today. I'm just having a little wander about, you know, exploring. I'm glad to get that off my back. So let's get the gas stove out, shall we? A bit wedged. It's really wedged. It's stuck. So, it's nearly dinner time. I've got the stove all set up. We're going to have a tea first. But what's for dinner tonight? We are having a chicken stew, but there's a twist. Basically, what I've done is we're basically going to be using ingredients that in the 15th century it was available, if that makes sense. So we're not using anything like pepper because that wasn't around back then. We're not using potatoes because that's not around back then. But I'll tell you what we do have. So we have chicken thighs, which was around back then. We've got some hazelnuts, because they were around back then. Mustard seeds, they're around. Some carrots, some onion. Well, I was going to get spring onion, but there wasn't any. So we just went with normal onion. Yeah, some carrots and some garlic. Wild garlic was around back then. And we've got some oats as well, because that was around back then. Some chicken stock and some vegetable stock. Obviously the chicken and vegetable stock back then didn't look like this, but it's the closest we could get because our local butchers were shut today, which was very helpful. Very limited on the seasonings, so we've got some bit of salt, and half of this is from the bottom of our bag because we didn't put a lid on, but you know, we moved. I think that's it for the seasonings. Oh no, wait, yeah, forgot about that. And we're using lard. I don't know if you can see. Lard. We're using lard to cook the chicken first. With that being said, I think it's time we get a tea on, because I'm thirsty. Okay, so I don't really know if I clarified it very well in the last video. Basically what I'm doing is a chicken stew with ingredients that were available in the 16th century, so in the 1500s. I don't know how this is going to go. I will admit I did take some inspiration from Liam Brown's video, but you know, I've sort of done a little twist on it with chicken. So hopefully it turns out good. Let's get going. The lard is in and it's spitting quite a bit, so I'm going to turn that down. Then in goes the chicken thighs. Okay, so we have taken the chicken out. They're looking very nice, if you can see. Look at that. And we're now going to put in the carrots, the onions and the garlic. So let's go. Try not to. Oh, I'm really burning myself here. Jeez. Oh, come on. Obviously you can see we prepared everything beforehand. Oh. There we go. Smells really nice. Okay, give that a little stir, shall we? Go away, Dee. Onions have browned up a little bit, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the heat completely off, just so it doesn't spit lard at me. Then I'm going to pour in some water. Lard there. Okay, so I've just turned the heat back on and it is now time to add the yolks in. Not oats, yolks. And if they fall on your leg, don't worry, because it'll make it taste better. Now this is all just guesstimated. I didn't do exact measurements. I just sort of, well, guesstimated it really. There we go. I mean, Queen Mary's army would have probably eaten something similar to this. Maybe not as luxurious, but, you know, still tasty stuff. They're not going to be eating Domino's pizza, are they? My legs, they can go in as well. It's now time to add in the nuts. Hazelnuts, to be specific. We can't just pop them in whole, so I'm going to need to find a way to, well, mash them up really. So I'm going to go and find a stick. I'll be right back. So we've sort of realised through the very handy work of Google, you don't actually need to crush them. You just pour them in. I'm just going to pour them in. Yes. And you guys can't smell it, obviously, but if you could, this smells really nice. For something that doesn't have a lot of seasonings or ingredients in it, really. It smells really nice. Let's get that all mixed in, shall we? I mean, it sort of looks a little bit like, you know when like you've just seen your cat for like the first time in 4 days and it comes back and there's a mysterious liquid on your couch. It sort of looks like that, but you know, that was probably quite common in 1500s. Okay, so it's now time to add in the stock. And this was available in the 1500s. Not like this, but close enough. We're adding some vegetable stock, vegan brownie. Bit of salt. Add in some mustard seeds. Time to add the chicken in. It's time to put the lid on. The heat is on a low sort of heat. Leave that bubbling away for, I don't know how long, I'm just going to see. Hello. Jumper's going on. It's getting a little bit cold. As you can see, the stew's bubbling away. It's been on for about half an hour. And it'll probably be ready to eat soon, so I'll show you when it is ready. So, we've left it to rest for about 10 minutes, I would say. Look at that. Do you know what? The medieval people had it quite good. Just getting a bit out. Let's have a little taste. I'm going to try the carrot and some hazelnut first. Quite nice. The hazelnuts are quite soft as well, which is good. And let's try some of the sauce. It tastes like just a chicken soup, but that's mad, that, because this was available like 500 years ago. So yeah, if I had to give it a rating, I would probably give it, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. That's quite nice considering they didn't have a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna eat this, and once I've finished eating, I'll let you know. So we've just finished eating our stew. That was amazing. I'm going to up it to 9 out of 10 because that was really tasty. It got tastier as the stew went on. So I think it's time we pack up. We're going to walk around for a little bit just to finish off the circuit, and then it will be time for the journey home. So we've just set off again. We're basically gonna finish off the trail, like I said. I can't get over how nice that dinner was. That was great. I'm like full up, but I'm not like lethargic full up. Like I feel like I could walk a bit now, which is decent. If people in the medieval times ate stews like that, I would be happy to go back there. But we're just making our way back where we came from, and that will lead us to the car park. What about you? This sort of reminds me of like somewhere from Lord of the Rings. Just a bit. Anyway, that way's the car park, so we're gonna probably go straight ahead and then loop back around, and hopefully that takes us back to where we were at the beginning. Let's go. Stop, no access. You know what? It's a real shame that wild camping is illegal in the UK, or in Britain, anyway. Specifically England. Bloody hell, I got there in the end. Because this would be perfect, look. I mean, the ground's pretty flat, but no. There it is, back at the starting point. Wow, that's about 2 miles. That was decent going. Look how spooky that is. Oh, what's that? Don't know. So, we have reached the finish line. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you want to see more videos like this, leave a like, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And yeah, obviously we're going to be doing like a few shots of me walking back or whatever, but this is my official goodbye. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Right, who built this?